Hey man, you know what it is that you heard podcast, man. Your boy Ben, that's my big brother Joe. What's popping, fam?
Propane. Oh no, not propane.
Hey, don't be
Bushy
your
top.
wife said you can.
Not bushy top. Not bushy top.
No.
Benny Charcoal, baby. Benny Charcoal.
In the building.
I love it. What's going on,
man?
What's going on?
Chilling, man. Yo, we got a big brother on today, man. Gonna chop it up with him, man. El Padrino, man. You already know who that is, man. Look, crazy weekend, man. So I was like, yo, the only person right to have after a weekend like this was the Godfather, man. So hey, man, let's get into this intro. Hey, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, review, all that, man. You already know what to do, man. Let's get into this intro and talk with the big brother.
Let's go.
Welcome to the You Heard podcast with your hosts, Ben and Joe. We're here to cover everything related to Miami Hurricanes football, including hot topics to pre- and post-game analysis.
All right, we'll talk about it at the end.
No. Let's talk about that right now because you completely flipped it on me now. Yeah, I don't appreciate that. I'm saying,
what are we talking about, man?
I felt
keeping it a buck. You heard?
Hey, man, you see him down there, man. It's the return of Flo.
I got me vibing to that intro, boy. I was doing like this to the intro. I was like, look at this.
Yeah, you got to dance to it, man. You got to get in the right vibe right there. A little bit of salsita. All right, brother. Look, man, I'm going to start off. First of all, thank you. You know what I'm saying? We've already been chopping it up. Thank you for coming back on the show.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to start off with the hardest hitting question you're going to get out of any show you've ever been on or that you're ever going to pose. Yo, fam, you really about to do Crocs, bro?
Yeah, bro. See,
really
I knew. You know what's funny? Yeah. When we were chopping it up, I was like, I think I just put myself out there. Like I was like, and here, I'll keep it a buck. A few years back, actually, you know what we were talking about where I told you the roster was there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So roster was wearing Crocs that day.
Okay.
And I was coming on. I was coming on for him. But I was like, dog, what's up with the Crocs? And they were like yellow. And shout out to Rasta. I love him, man. Big time. He already knows. He already knows. Rasta knows. I'm sure we had this. And I was like, this, man, you crazy right here. We wear J's or ones. And if you're on the field, they're black ones because you're the white, you can't, you know. And he's like, man, you crazy, they're comfortable. That was like a couple years ago. Yeah. And then so my son who's like, you know, I raised him. So he's all J's and he rolls up in a pair of Crocs. I said, what's that? He goes, I know, but you got to try them, Dad. I was like, I'll never wear them things. Never. Them things are ugly, right? So he's sitting around. We sitting in we're at Mom's house, right? Mom's cooking. This is a couple Sundays ago, bro. And I had a little sangria. Y'all know what sangria is. If y'all don't know what sangria is, go check it out. It's a little wine. You know, it's nice.
A little bit of everything, a little bit of fruits.
Yeah. And then I was like, they're like comfortable like that. He's like, you gotta try them. It's crazy. I was like, I might get a black on black pair. So I saw myself going on Amazon looking at the black on black. I still have not. I'll be honest. I haven't pulled the trigger, but I think I'm gonna do it.
They're in your cart.
They're there. Yeah. I'm a straight shooter, and I did say it, and I'm gonna own it, and I'm gonna rock them, and then I'll tell you the truth. You know, I told him, if you remember when I said I might put like a little Air Jordan on the side of them, like a little sticker or something, so it looked like some kind of cool. But I think I'm gonna do it, bro. I think I'm going to the dark side.
Listen, man, I was the same way that you were. My son had a couple of pair. But he used to put the little gibbets and shit.
Yep.
The little charms, yeah.
I'm never doing that.
No, that ain't happening.
Never doing that.
No.
But I bought a pair, man. I bought a black pair and a white pair.
Oh.
And they are comfortable as shit. Like, they are comfortable as shit.
Y'all will come, man.
When I heard you say it, I was like, yeah, he coming. Once you get it and wear it, it's okay.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
No, it's not.
You're going to wear them everywhere.
No, it's not.
No, it's like, no, it's not.
You're going to wear them everywhere.
The dog is like, nah.
Listen, I'm all the way. Look, we keep it 100 on here. I have a pair, okay? I have a pair. I hate them, but I hate them for a different reason. So like, you know how like it has the holes at the top? All right, that's cool. But the holes at the bottom, like on the sole, like in the on the side, son. Like I live in the country, so I live around a lot of dirt. So Yeah, so like all the dirt gets up in there, my feet be dirty. Nah, fam.
Yeah,
like,
I can't be wearing like for him. It's a different reason.
But they're also not that comfortable. Like they're
are,
like I'm
son,
expecting.
They're not comfortable when you're walking on gravel on a gravel road.
Oh,
you know?
Oh, sorry. What's concrete?
I don't think they're made for hiking, though.
They comfy.
I don't think they're made for hiking. I'm just saying.
Like, they're not that comfy. They're not that comfy. Look, look.
I'll be honest.
Disclosure, my wife.
Okay, go ahead.
My wife.
I'm gonna tell you when I get them, if they booty,
you gonna say they booty.
Yeah, but if they comfortable, I'm gonna have to keep it that way.
Oh no, there's a reason why.
Right.
There's a reason why they're undefeated. Like people who get them say that. So I was expecting that. I was like, all right, I'm gonna try them on. I try them on. Like, all right, they're not. I guess they're comfortable the longer you wear them, but because I don't wear them that much, you know what I'm saying? Like I wear them on like doing some paint or doing some shit where I don't care if they get all jacked up and dirty because I could just get a new pair. That's fine. But like I don't wear them enough to make them feel comfortable for me. Full disclosure. You know what I'm saying?
So they're like a diet. You know, you try it.
Yeah.
It don't work. So you're like, nah.
It don't work right. Like all I gotta eat is salmon. All I gotta eat is salmon. This is bullshit.
Everybody cook that fish, but I don't know what's wrong.
Everybody cook that fish, man.
They come.
All right, man. Go ahead, Joe. That was my question. That's all I wanted to start.
Killing me right out the bat, dog. I didn't even I didn't get the vest on or nothing. He just pop.
Right. Hey, man, the weekend.
Yes.
We just finished up a huge recruiting weekend, a couple weeks. So June is cooking. You know, we got a big week coming up. I think this is Justin Scott weekend.
Yep. Justin Scott weekend. Yep.
Yeah, Justin Scott weekend. Let's talk about the commits or the commit. I'm sorry, the commit.
There's two of them.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the commits.
Friday and Saturday. Right.
I when he committed last night, I threw on this huddle because I hadn't watched it, and that kid doesn't care about life. Like he really does not care about
first play. I was over.
Yeah, son. I'm like, yo, what do we do? Like that has to be a penalty or something. I'm like, what are we doing?
I felt bad. I was like, take him out the game. Take him out the game. He shouldn't be there. That's a grown ass man. Take him out.
He doesn't care about life, man. I mean, what do you gather other than that from Cameron Pruitt, man? What do you think of Cameron Pruitt?
Well, first of all, he's a little bigger than 185. I can tell you that. Right. He's got to be right around 200. I mean, I'm telling you.
Did you see him live or?
I mean, I don't know. You know, just maybe. You know, like I don't think he's 185. I can tell you that. Yeah. You know, I don't think he's 185. I think I would put some money on it that he's pushing that 200 if he's not 200 already. The thing with him is, you know, and it's probably something that's going to be, you know, continuous that we're going to be saying on this, if we're talking about this weekend, is they're looking for traits. They're not looking for anything but traits. There's you play this position, we see you at this position. Do you fit in these traits? Yeah. And if you put on his tape, like you guys already said, he might be, and I'm dead ass on this. It ain't like the Kool-Aid and all that. He might be the most violent hitter coming out this cycle. Like he's got to be in the top 2 or 3. I've watched I don't know how many tapes of this cycle, and I can't even think of a person that rivals him right off the top of my head. I'm sure there's a couple that you could go, well, what about this dude? You know, I'm sure there is, but right off the top of my head,
arguments. Yeah,
he's violent. Yeah. You know, and the thing about most guys that are tall and slim, he ain't that slim, but when he made that tape, when that huddle tape was out, he was slimmer. He was 185, right? Right. He don't hit like a tall slim. Yeah. You know, our coach likes to talk about knockback tackling, right? Yeah. And you see when there's contact, there's only one way the guy goes. And it doesn't even matter the angle he's taking. He's driving the feet, you know, like he's not just, I'm going to come pop, you know, like I think it's unbelievable that they got this young man to get froggy and jump this weekend. I mean, you know, Bama was on this dude.
That's what I'm here.
Penn State's all over this dude. Like it ain't Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck that are trying to get this man. And I mean, he's all that. I mean, if you're going to build a line, because we're going to get him we're bringing him in for linebacker, right? 6'3", 200. Well, let's say he's 195, just for argument. 6'3", 195 right now going into his senior year. Right. That means he walks on campus at 205, 210.
That's right.
Before he even eats a real Power 5 nutrition.
Right.
Can you imagine? Like, I see, and y'all know I love this man. I see like Chase Smith all over again. Yeah. Like, you remember Chase's tape when Chase was coming out, right? I remember me. Shout out to Coach Hayes. We both were like, that's the craziest hitter coming out this cycle, right? Yeah. Well, Chase is walking around at 6'4", 230 right now. Yeah. You know, when he came in like that dude, and this dude's 6'3" right now, 195-ish. So that's like in my head. That's like kind of what I'm picturing, because it's the same violent style, right? Unbelievable pickup for the staff as far as to get him to jump already. Like, I thought we were in a good spot going in, but to get him to be that froggy and go, nah, Mama said, I'm good here, so let's ride.
Mama said I'm home.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's beautiful.
What about the CB, man? From Friday.
I don't know what they're doing. We might be cheating. We might be doing something. I'm not a ranking guy. I'm a tape guy. But just for the people out there that like rankings, this is the number 2 ranked JUCO corner in the nation. Mm-hmm. You know, 6'1", long, former quarterback. That means he understands coverages. He understands route concepts already coming in. That's a big deal when you have the IQ already, because remember, your feet move when your brain tells them to move. When you kind of understand already certain packages, certain sets on wide receivers, you kind of know what to expect. You're really a little bit play faster, right? Mm-hmm. I need to see him in a Power 5 program. I need to see him go up against Power 5 receivers, but he checks every single box. I did a little homework on him. I know somebody. Well, I did some homework on him, and they raved about him. And this is the guy that told me about this. Is a guy that really doesn't give kudos a lot. You know, he's always like, yeah, well, we'll see. You might have got a good one. This dude was like, bro, give this guy 4 to 6 months in that nutrition program, that strength and conditioning, and sky's the limit for him. You see the message. The cornerback position, they want to revamp it. Everybody knows it. At this point, everybody knows it. Everybody sees it. You know? But I like what they're bringing in. They're bringing in, like, you know, you got dudes that play multiple styles, right? You don't have like one corner and then all the other corners are kind of like this corner. Everybody's got a little bit of their own little, you know, tricks in their bag, right? Like, we don't know what DeMar and Stafford are going to be yet. We don't know that. But, you know, you got the Oklahoma guy that came in. He's a package guy. He can play a couple positions, right? We know Devontae's probably, unless something happens, God forbid, he's going to be at one of the corner spots. Physical dude, really good with the long run, right? Then you got the dude from Vanderbilt that everyone is like, we might have just hit a home run. This could be the dude. 6'2", strong, likes to give you a nice punch right off the line, and he's good with it. Yeah. He ended up playing a lot of boundary corner in the spring. They thought he was going to be a boundary corner going into this year. I'm just a couple guys off the top of my head, and they're all different. Yeah. You know, it's not like it's Guidry. You need all those different pieces, you know, and that's the trait. Because I know people are like, well, you said they all have certain traits. No, the trait for a cornerback is that you have different traits. So you can have multiple packages. Yeah.
Multiple sets.
Dude, right? If you're the same kind of dude, you're stuck running the same kind of packages. Yeah. You know, you got guys.
The defense by week 2.
Right.
We already know. Yeah.
Right by personnel. You know who's out there. You know what they're running with that personnel. Good luck with this dude.
Right.
Good luck.
Right. Right. Yeah. Hell yeah. What do you see as the difference in the corner that just committed and his homie, his best friend, the 6'4" kid? What's his first? Sierra? What's his first?
Sione Laule.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you got that.
Right.
You know why? Because it sounds like food. You know, that's why he got it, because it sounds like food. The man in the restaurant knows they know food he can't pronounce. I guarantee it.
I know it all. I know it all, brother.
I'll figure it out. I just point at stuff. Well, I mean, it's to me
size. Right. Okay.
Ceiling. Yeah. You know, I mean, you're talking about 6'4", runs like a deer. You know what I mean? Like, arms for days and likes to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Usually those long guys, they don't like to be front at the line of scrimmage because they're long striders, right? Yeah. But look at this guy's background, right? At the end of the day, you get a chance to pull a guy like that that's physical and actually knows how to use his length and size. It's crazy. Now, do we have him? No, we don't have him. I mean, everyone and their mom's after this dude. I mean, clearly he's the number 1 dude coming out this year. He won't be able to get on campus, you know, until after the season. But it's weird that they were 1 and 2 and they're boys, right? But he's the number 1 ranked guy. I personally think, this is just my take on it, nothing that I've heard or anything like that. I think he's gonna end up being a safety. That's my take. But you can't pass out on a talent like that. You know what I mean? Those guys don't grow in that body control at that size with that length that likes to play physicals. You remember, usually the dudes that are long don't want to, you know, because they don't want that smoke. They can't cover, right? Mm-hmm. This dude wants to body slam you at the line of scrimmage. Yeah. You seen his take, like he's trying to push you into the stands. Yeah. Yep. So like I think he ends up being a safety. No, again, that's just, and I think he'd be an elite safety actually, but you can't. I mean, look at, he's going after dudes that are just different, and he only has to hit on half of them. He only has to hit on half of them. Yeah. But he's going after like his favorite word, and they said it on that show, creatures. He's going after creatures,
aliens.
Like, I mean, you gotta look at the times of that 6'4" dude. I mean, that's not normal, bro. That's not normal.
No, it's not. All right, man. To the weekend. Shout out to Pokane, man. I'm gonna ask you a question right now. So, what are the questions? Pokane had this question. I thought it was a great question, man. With this weekend having so many guys, right? Like all the stars, right? Like all the rankings and all that stuff. Is that more beneficial as far as recruiting, or is it better to have the one-on-one? Right, like to have a weekend focus just on this guy.
You know, it's crazy. I don't know if people understand or even not understand, know the process. They have, without saying too much, they have a like, let's just say like a PowerPoint presentation per player on what, and not just for year 1 when he comes in. This is year 1. This is what's going to happen year 2, and this is what's going to happen year 3, and then you're going to NFL most likely. Like that's kind of what they do, and that's usually what blows these guys away. And then they put them all in a room. And I know people are like, well, how do they get all those guys? They do it. They schedule. I wish, and I'm not prepared, but I could show you. I can actually send it to you. I can show you what a schedule of a recruit. Don't put it on there, but I'll show you. What a schedule of a recruit is, how detailed it is to the minute, every hour. Joe, you know this. Yep. Actually, y'all, I don't even know it. Like, you already know. Yep. Like they're doing. It's like a wave. It's just. We're behind. Speed up. Like you got to be in this door. You got to be in this room. Oh, it's time to see this guy. You got to better be talking to this coach. And at this time, it's like that. It's serious like that. Mm-hmm. They don't waste no time. Nope. And, you know, the love, but I don't see it. And I'm not trying to dodge the question. I don't think that they don't get the one-on-one time. I do think they get the one-on-one time, but I think what they do, that's from what I know from other big programs recruit, where Miami's a little bit ahead, and I think it helps, is the raw bluntness on the presentation for the player. It ain't fireworks. It's not lies. It's not exaggerated goals, achievements. It's like, this is where you're at. This is what your tape says. This is what I think we could do. You know, this is how much weight you're going to do this year. This is how many snaps we see you at. And then, and it's like that. And it's real. And if you listen to what every recruit says that's common, they're real. They're straight up honest. He's telling me how it is. And then they'll say, well, I liked it. My mom liked it. Or the city and the fans and the teammates are cool. Then they throw. But what is the one thing you hear with all these big dogs that come in? He gives it to you how it is. He's real. He's real. You know what I mean? The real. And the presentation, from my understanding, is very like, I know we could do this. Yeah. We're not making up stories and mirages. I know we could do this with you. Yeah. And that gets your attention when you come in, and they're not just telling you you're the greatest and we want you and all that like everybody else, but you see yourself on a screen, and it has you like, this month this, and that month we're going to be doing, like, already how much time a staff took out to prepare for you. You ain't even there yet. You ain't even on the fam yet. Yeah. That tells you something. And then you have the Mama Deuces right there. Oh, no.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, that's absolute, man. So we had, I'm not gonna say predictions, but pre-weekend of who we think might pop or who we think, are favorites to commit coming out of this weekend, post weekend. The D line is who I want to focus on.
Right.
The D line is really
I'm trying to figure out what you're about to say. Joe does this thing.
Just coming out, just coming out the weekend, though.
Hold up, best throwing gang signs up. He's like,
hey. Joe does this thing where like he like gasses himself up. This is how he does it. He rubs his hands, smiles a lot. He's like, I don't want to say I want everybody, but right. Sorry, go ahead. He does.
I mean, I'm just saying, coming out the weekend,
he looks like you can't get out the gate. All right, good.
Don't pull nothing, dog.
What are the thoughts on the D linemen that were on campus? Like, what
I don't know if you guys have done this on your show, or I mean off camera, but you should if you haven't. It's kind of crazy. Write down on a piece of paper how many defensive linemen Miami is tied to. Not just like said something about them, has been recruiting them. And when you do that, it's going to mess your head up. Because, I know a lot of people watch the show, the ranking people.
Sure.
It's a crazy list of when you see who Miami's on. I've said several times, give me 3 or 4 of any of them cats.
Any combination.
Any of them cats. And we're Gucci with a little splash of Louis Vuitton on it. Like, it's unbelievable to be disappointed on any of the dudes that we're going to land. Any of them. Now, I still think we're going to get, what do they call it? Whales. We're going to get some so-called whales. But I look at the tape, and the tape tells me there's a lot of whales, big dog. There is a lot of whales out there. And from this weekend alone, everybody's a whale. Who's not a whale? Which one of these two? Let's say we only get 2 of these. Which one of these 2 would you be salty about? But I'll tell you what the average fan does. That we didn't get that one. We missed on that one. Yeah, but you got these 2. Like, on this particular
weekend. I wanted that one. Yeah.
Right. And it's always going to be like that. It's always going to be like that. Yeah. But I got to tell you, Joe, the list is nuts. Like, do it. Like, when you're bored, just write down it's like 10, 12 names. And they're like freaks or creatures, right? Yeah. All of them.
Creatures.
They're all crazy. Like, and I found myself looking down going, I'll take any 3 or 4 of these dudes. And it makes us unbelievably better. Yeah. Now, everybody wants the Stone, right? They want the Braylon. They want Scott. They want Colin. Because they want every whale. We got whale. We got to get all the whales. We're not going to get all the whales. I'm here to break your heart. We're not going to get all the whales. But I do think we get 3 of them. And I think there's a shot at 4. I really do believe that at the end of this class, now what's going to happen in July, I don't care. December. I think we kill it. I mean, the word on the street is, and I'm sure everyone knows, they're trying to sign the best D-line class in the history of Miami.
Yep.
And that's coming from inside the building.
Yeah.
If we've learned anything about what comes from inside the building, they don't blow smoke.
Nope.
Yeah, if you learn anything on how Mario and that staff moves, last year they said they wanted the best O-line class. Bomb. You know what I mean? This year it was D-line. I'd like to say we're ahead of the curve. Now, from this weekend, every time they take a visit, they all say the right things. So don't get pumped up. It's my favorite place, and now they're in my top 2. And look, next week, if they're at Georgia, they're gonna say the same thing. Ohio State, it is. You gotta wait till it clears a little bit. Unless they get froggy and jump in the next 2 days, then just chill and don't get upset when they go to. I'm making this up. When they go to Auburn next week and they say, "This is I feel like home here." And the week after, the last weekend, they go to Notre Dame and they're like, "Oh no,
this is home. Yeah.
This is home." Yeah. Look, it's the way it's gonna be. No recruit's gonna go, nah. Not feeling this. I think I'm gonna go back. They don't do that. Okay. Yeah. So if they don't get froggy in the next 48 hours, they're not getting froggy until after they finish their official visits the rest of this month, and then we go to the dead period. You might get a little something, before we start high school season. I do think we'll get a couple. I told everybody before the month started, bet you we get 5 commits just from the June thing going into like the first week of July. I think we get 5 commits minimum. And people are like, you crazy. We got 2 already, and we ain't even started. So not looking so crazy right now, you know. So I think everybody wants Stone, right? That's the big dog. But I'll tell you, Breland is the dude. You know, Breland is that dude. You know, in my opinion, the guy that we're in the best standings with, that people get freaked out when you say because they can't believe that what you're saying out loud, is the Dylan Stewart smoke is real. Like it's not like, oh, we're gonna have a hat on the table. No, it's like there might not be no other hats on the table. Like that's how. I'm not saying we get them.
Just be a ceremony.
Flo said we're getting them, but we for sure we running point right now. Okay, Jason Taylor just killing that recruitment, absolutely assassinating that recruitment. I mean, what better comp? You're an edge slim rusher, and a gold jacket guy is the edge slim coach. Like it's like a match made in heaven. You know, so that's the one dude that I think that, you know, I feel really good about saying, like, that people will be shocked. The country, we kind of know, you know, we're all hearing stuff. I think the country will be shocked if Miami lands. I would not be shocked if we land Dylan Stewart. I'd be like, wow, they did kill it. They did hold on to him. No one did steal him at the end. You know, so I'd say Dylan Stewart is the one that would shock the whole country. You know, Twitter goes.
What I'm with you with the Dylan Stewart thing, like especially reading up on it, like how many times he's taken visits on his own dime before his official visit. Right. I was like, like just looking at the Stone thing, right? Like he took all those drives down from Bradenton. I was like, you don't do that. You're not gonna make that drive for nothing. Like you're not making that drive because you were just on the way to the store. You know what I mean? That's a 3-hour drive through Alligator Alley. It's not a game, and so like. Those relationships and that bond is real, man. So, yeah, I think I was so shocked about this past weekend because of the amount of whales all at one time. We were like, "Oh, this is different. Like, this is very different." And then, shout out to Rolo Sports on Twitter. He had like the graphic of this same OV visits last year was all those commits, all except like that one decommit. All those commits, that was when Jaden Wayne, DeFrancis, everybody was here. It was like, oh, okay. So like this is when you did your Santeria. This is when you did your, you know what I'm saying? You did your thing and get it all together for this weekend. So it's dope.
Ben, to throw on something on that. Look how smart our coach is, right? He plays on a legal, unfair playing field. And everyone's like, what do you mean? I take you to my crib.
Take you to the crib, right around again.
I take you to my crib.
Right up the block.
And what are we gonna do? At the crib? We're gonna compete. I'm gonna play against you. We're gonna do some stuff. Like, you know, them teenagers love that, bro. Because there's no faking the funk, like we used to say back in the day. You cannot fake the funk at the crib. You can't. Coach is like,
different person.
Let's go to the crib. That is that's tough for the other schools, bro. Like that, to do that, that's tough, you know. And you know, we're not, listen, I hope I'm wrong on this. We're not landing all these dudes, right? But again, it's percentages, right? You land a couple from this weekend, land a couple from next weekend, right? Now all of a sudden you sitting at 14, 15, and then you get a couple surprises. You're sitting at 16, 17, right? You're going in, you know, your board moves around now. You switch your board out. Oh, I can flip this guy. We're going to put pressure. This guy's leaving. Let him ride. Now you're going into high school season with 18, 19 recruits. You only got to bang out another, 8 to 10, depending on how many you want that class. So I do, you know, you do see the dominoes falling. But remember where the focus is. Their focus is that D-line. And unless we get our ass kicked on the field this year, because that's the only thing that can throw a wrench in the game, right? Because all this goes out the door if we suck this year. All of it. Forget it. Everything we just did. Forget it. He ain't going to Magic again. Now you can't. That was Magic last year. People now know the trick. So you got to look at optics. Got to look way different. So as long as the optics look different, I don't know what the record got to look like. Don't ask me for numbers because I don't know. But the optics got to look different.
Absolutely.
If it looks different, the D-line class is going to be so elite, bro. That's all we're going to talk about.
Absolutely. So listen, just shifting a little bit. That somebody put out a graphic about blue chip ratio, right? So I think that
Josh
was the topic. Yeah, blue chip ratio. Yep. I think we were like, what number were we?
61%.
61%.
Oh, you mean like on our roster right now?
Yeah.
61%.
Yeah. So after Clemson, of course, ACC, we're always right behind Clemson.
Right.
Blue chip ratio. How much stock do you put into that, and what does that mean for you?
I a lot. For the chip, a lot. And until that algorithm, well, it's not an algorithm, until that statistic gets unproven, that's the statistic.
Right.
That's a fact.
Right.
You know what I mean? You ain't winning the chip if you ain't in that top 15.
Yeah.
Period. Like, period.
So if you're like at 40%, you're not exactly should be talked about as a blue chip school, right? I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
But you could go. You could compete. TCU. You can go. You're going to get your hand off, but you can go.
Yeah. So that's where I'm going with this. Yeah. The first metric has to be, are you in the top 15? Yeah. Yes. Now, here's the one where we fail miserably. Not only do we fail miserably, we ain't even in the classroom, dog. We ain't even in the classroom until hopefully now. Development
of what you have. Yeah.
Because if you go back, and I did this before. I don't know if y'all seen the show. I did what we've had the last 20 years in ACC, and like 97% of the time we had the best roster on the field.
Yes.
Whatever it was. I think it was 15 years, last 15 or something. I did it where it was like a 97% of the time we played football games against ACC opponents, we had the best roster as far as ratio on the field. So that tells you how horrific, horrible, unbelievably bad our development was.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, so I do put stock in that blue chip ratio because that metric hasn't been broken yet. Yeah. So it's like I have 19 in blackjack, but I'm gonna take a hit because I'm gonna be the one that gets, you know, a miraculous card. No, I'm gonna play the percentage, right? Yeah. So that metric is there for a reason, but where we have sucked is development.
No, yeah, that's true. That actually leads us right next into the next conversation, right? So Josh Pay was the one that dropped that graphic from Bud Elliott on 247. Did you get a chance to watch the interview, and what did you think of it?
First of all, shout out to Josh. I appreciate your apology.
Now,
very much. Thank you so much. You a real man. Now, hey man, a lot of them big time guys don't do that, but he did it, so I appreciate that. I mean, what is there not to like about the interview? Number one, I mean, he's raw. First of all, it's kind of cool that he already had a relationship with Mario, so he's comfortable. You see how he was shooting him straight. But the one thing you notice that is our coach doesn't change. Go look at an interview from coach last year. Go look at an interview from our coach 3 months ago. Our coach says the same thing. If you pay attention, he says the same thing, and he says it passionately every single time. He doesn't just say it like he's reading off a card or he's reading it off the wall because they have it written on the wall. He is like, you can see it in his facial expressions, in his body. He feels what he's saying about our program. You know, I don't know what part of it you want to talk about because I do know what interview you're talking about. It's just, to me, we have the rawest coach. I think we have the rawest coach because our coach, I think I'd take our coach in a fight over almost anybody because our coach is like that. Like, he's about that, you know, and he's not like, and then behind scenes, he's, nah, man, that's a raw guy.
The type of coach a coach we had here before was like, which is, you know what I'm saying? Not gonna say names. We'll move on from that. But the part that I wanted to touch on, man, like I watched it, and then like sometimes I ask my wife to watch some stuff like this because like I'm so Kane, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm so about this shit where like I don't want to be drinking, you know what I'm saying? Just snorting the Kool-Aid and just be like, yo, pump this.
The antidote.
My wife watch. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was like,
I got it.
I was like, hey, watch this and just tell me what you think. Just listen to the interview. She's like, how could you not like this guy? Like, just the way he is. She pointed out something to me that I didn't hear the first time, where she's like, the part that was really impressive was he goes, He walked into the locker room, and he just noticed, like, just seeing it, and he was like,
pride.
it just something wasn't right. No pride in your locker room. So like there he goes. I walked in there was nobody in there. It was just the locker room. Just walked in. It was like, oh, this ain't it. I was like,
Ed Reed said the same thing a while ago. A couple years ago, Ed Reed said the same thing. He walks into the locker room, trash all over the place, and nobody takes pride in the locker room, and that has to change. He said the same thing.
Did you catch the part where? And he was smooth how he dropped this in there. You know, he said, before I accepted the job, there were certain things that I needed in place.
Yeah.
And we kind of knew a little bit about.
Yeah.
It was all or nothing for him. Like I wanted all. Yeah. Like, or I'm not coming. Yeah. And I wanted it in writing.
Yeah.
Like, and he didn't say it like that, but if you go back and listen, he drops it. He was basically like, I needed a full commitment for pretty much everything, for the coaching
fully
staff,
funded.
Exactly. And that contract, when I tell you this man is getting the support, we've never had this. Never. This is like, I don't even know what to do. Like, this is when you take the dude out of the hood and you just drop him in Beverly Hills. It's exciting, but you don't even know how to move. You're like,
nothing.
I don't even know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy, right? So one of the things that makes me so excited is we brought somebody in when we're finally going to give the money that knows how to spend it. Because that's a big thing. Look what Jimbo, and I don't care. I do call out people, so it's my fault, not you heard's fault, okay? Miami Flo.
Hey, we with it, man.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Whatever Flo says, we rock with it, man.
This ain't on you guys. But look at Jimbo Fisher over there. Getting all this money, and he's putting out caca, right? He's putting out straight caca over there. And I can go on and on. I can tell you another name. But we got a guy that knows how to spend money. Where is he putting most of the money? Right? Facilities. We got to change the facility. Recruiting, staffing. Not just recruiting, but staffing the recruiting. Like everyone's talking, oh, look at the girls those women are assassins. Respectfully. I mean that.
Yeah. Underrated, man. Underrated. Underrated moves.
Yeah. And you don't even, there's an analyst, and this is another analyst, and this one's so pivotal. Because you got to pay them, because other people want to they want to take them. It's that kind of stuff that doesn't get, everyone wants to talk about the whales and what kind of scheme are we running this year, but the back room, as we like to call it, was a mess. Not just the team, bro. Not just the team. The administration was a mess. If you talk to any of the alumni off camera, they would tell you we didn't like to go there because we knew that unless they changed that building, the administration, it wasn't gonna matter who you brought in to coach. It never was gonna matter. Right. And that was regurgitated. Not one alumni wouldn't start with that. They would start with that. That's great that you hired this dude and that dude, and but until you change that building, nothing's gonna happen, right? And what happened?
Facts.
They clean it. They clean it right now.
So
go ahead. Go ahead.
Listen, man. It annoys me,
right,
to hear. All right. It feels like a lot of people, and I'm talking about media personality, content creators, are expecting or regurgitating we're not going to win more than 7 games this year. You know what I mean? We just not going to.
Okay.
Now, is it, in my opinion, it's just the PTSD, right? That's what we've seen. That's all we can go off of. You know what I mean? We've seen it. We don't want to get gassed, so we don't want to tell ourselves that we're better than that. The reason we haven't, we talked about the development, but another major reason is the quality depth that we've had. We've always had talent. I don't want to ever have the talent talk because we know we've had talent. We know that. Right. But we haven't had depth. I think this year we're not there yet, but we're definitely better. We definitely have more quality.
Right.
I've heard why we can't win 9 or 10 games.
Right.
Why can we?
I'm gonna I'm really happy you asked me that question. Number one, like I feel like getting up and stretching a little bit right now. Like that's how excited I am. Like for real. So the metric that or the analytics that people use, most of the writers, shout out to all you guys because you already know how I feel about you, is they wait for Vegas to put out their over-under. If you notice, that's when everyone really starts talking about it. And Vegas is 7.5. But here's the issue. First of all, Vegas got crushed by college football last year.
Sure did. Yeah.
Crushed.
Yeah.
Okay, so shout out to Vegas on that one. Here's the issue with analytics and computers and that. I'll give you a little story. You tell me if you catch my drift. You want to be a locksmith. You go to locksmith school. You go for 6 months. They teach you how to be a locksmith. Every single lock you get to open, they teach you how to open all of them. Once you're done, they put you in a job. First day you get there, you're excited. Any lock they get, I can't wait to go on my first call because I know how to open every single lock. And inside that building, they told me how to every lock. I got every tool, everything. They come, here's the keys to your truck. You're going to your first job. You roll up, you knock on the door. Old lady opens the door. Shout out to the old ladies. She's like, yeah, it's a lock on my shed. I haven't been able to get out for 2 years. Can you please go back there? And you're like, oh, give it to me. I'm gonna bust this thing in record time because I know everything I've done. I got all the best tools and my training and the school I went to, the training and developed me is big time. The job that they placed me in is a big time program. And you go back there and it starts raining. The shed's rusty. There's a wasp nest right above the shed and it's around a thorn bush. Where are the analytics now? Where are your analytics now?
What you got to do, yeah.
You understand that? So you don't know what's going to happen with injuries. You don't know what's going to happen with scheme. You don't know what's going to happen with development. You don't know what's going to happen with weather. You don't know. You have no idea. So when they say over and under 7.5, they just match it up roster and past stuff. Yeah. That's where the analytics come from. Yeah. It's from the past. Yeah. And anybody who tells you what we're going to do this year before fall camp, ready, is a liar. How can is a liar? We had 8 starters out, and we still added a bunch of pieces that are going to be on the squad that weren't even on the team yet. Yeah, that's half the team that's going to play. Yeah. So how you going to tell me what we're going to be? I'm not saying we're going to win more or less, but I'll tell you. I'm going to answer your question, but it's frustrating. If you notice, when they really start dropping these predictions, they wait for that Vegas over under, and then they just play with it.
That's it.
7, we'll go 8. I can see it because Vegas said it. But they don't do their homework on what Vegas shoots. They haven't been shooting really well. Yeah. And anybody, hey, you didn't say his name, but I will. How can Manny know what to say to a team at halftime if you never play football? Right. I know what you're feeling right now. Liar. Yeah. I know it's hurt, but you got to push through.
Yeah. Liar. I'm gonna cut that and make that a soundbite on the show.
I'm just saying, bro. Like. So how you gonna tell me what we're gonna be, and we haven't even been in fall camp with a full team? Yeah,
and a month ago. Say it a month ago.
It's like what are you doing? Like, and everybody's like this. They just eat it.
Right, eat it right up.
Last year was so bad, and last year we played half the year with third string guys. Yeah, and some preferred walk-on. Shout out to them; they did the best they could. Yeah, and we went 5-7. Like. I don't know. Like, and to answer your question, Joe, honestly, I'll come back on after fall camp and I'll tell you my honest opinion. I don't know. I don't know who's going to be hurt. I don't know who's going to emerge. I don't know I don't even know what the team looks like until everybody's there.
Really? Right.
Yeah. You know, that's just honest with you, big dog. I'm not going to fall into the trap like I've done just to beat content like I used to do. Last year, everybody was on me because I said 9-3 and they were coming for me because I said 9-3. They were coming. What do you mean? 10, 11 games. We got Steele. We got the Georgia, the Bronze Award winner. Charlie Strong is our linebacker coach. And I think we're 9-3 because I think we have a thin roster. But I thought our starting team was good. Like I thought we could win 9 games.
Yeah. I thought our coaches were better last year too.
We all felt the same. We all felt the same.
Right. So this year I was like, you know what? I'm gonna learn. You know, I'm gonna wait to the end of fall camp. I want to see what it looks like together now, you know, and see who emerges. We're going to have some injuries. It's just part of football. We don't know who it's going to be. We don't know who's behind him. We got to see what's up. And then I'll tell you straight up, but I don't know why we can't win 10. And I don't see why we're excited that we're going to win more than 5. We don't know. Like, there's nothing. Does the roster look better? Absolutely. Do we like the coaches we've added? I think so. The scheme seems very aggressive. But if I would have asked both of you, and I said this to you your show last time, I think, how you feel going into the season? You would have been like, bro, I'm excited. You know, you would be like, I'm excited. And then what if I would have came on the show last year and said to you, we're going 5-7, dog? You would have been like, man, get off my show. What's wrong with you? You crazy. So how can I come on here and say we're going 5-7 or 10-2 right now?
So, yeah.
I won't know. I don't know. Do I like the roster? Absolutely. Bigger, stronger, faster? Absolutely. Aggressive schemes? Absolutely. But we haven't put. Not everybody's even practiced together yet. And we got
there's people who just came on campus.
We got this receiver that if you blink, he's gone. We haven't even seen him on the field yet. Right. You know, like Kirk in a Power 5 uniform. Let's see what he looks like. Is he Jacoby Part 2? Hopefully, you know what I mean. I don't know. Let's see what can those two, can Matt Lee and Javion block LT? Let me see. I don't know.
We didn't see that. Yeah, we didn't see it.
And everyone's talking about Skinner and this. Y'all forgot about Arroyo? Did everybody forget about Arroyo? Last time I checked, that's an NFL dude.
He's healthy, right?
Yeah.
Completely now?
Yeah.
He's back?
He's back. You know? And we ain't even going to talk about JW. Nobody even wants to talk about JW because all they talk about is, he was tackling with his shoulder. Well, he has shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
You know, so if he doesn't wrap up now, then that's who he is. But if he wraps up now, the man played hurt. We don't know. Give him a fair shot. I'm just saying, like, for me, it's weak. It's for clicks. And that's fine. You want to make clicks. I told you before the show, I can tell you a bunch of lies, get you a bunch of clicks. Yeah. But they're gonna hold that receipt.
They'll replay it. They'll cut that.
That's it.
What's crazy to me, right? We don't even know who the starting running back is. Like, I think it's gonna be a competition. You know what I'm saying? There's a guy I know, Joe's, you know what I'm saying, that rocks with, but I watched just like the young men coming on campus. Yo, they're Marcellus and Popo, just like these look like seniors that we used to see, and they haven't had like an off season yet with this team. So I was like, how do you even know what this team is going to look like? Like it was when Manny dropped that, right? I was like, fam, how, bro? Like I went Spanish for like, oye, tú no sabes nada. Like, how are you saying that? How are you saying that when we haven't seen the freshmen incoming? We didn't see the size of the freshmen coming in. They're bigger than you remember. They're gonna be faster. They're gonna be pushing people. It's gonna be different. Like, how do you not factor in for that? We're like, oh, so they saw 5 and 7 and are coming here. They don't want 5 and 7. They're coming with that mentality. They don't care that you're a junior or a senior. Like, nah, man, you 5 and 7. We about to fight for it. It's just, it didn't make sense, bro. It didn't make sense to me.
I do think, to be honest, there's a lot of questions still. On paper, I feel like we good, right?
Yeah.
But again, until we get some starters against some starters in fall camp, and then in fall camp they scheme against each other a little bit to see how uncomfortable they can make you. They don't do that in spring. So we're gonna see. When Tyler gets the first read take away from him, what does he do? Right? We're gonna see when that D line starts running some twists and bringing somebody from the weak side that you don't know is supposed to come. We're gonna see when you think they're in man, but one side of the field is man and the other side is zone. You're like, what is this? This is cheating. We don't know. We're gonna see with this boy from Louisiana if he can run that rock, because I'm hearing he looking nice. But then you got Fletcher that looks like, Thor, in the building, and then the other two backs ain't in the speed at, you know what I mean?
Big Bruno is, I was like, this is a grown ass man. Like, he's just, like, he might be 18 now. They could the person who was shooting it was so short, all they could do was the up angle. You know what I'm saying? It was just like he's walking in, all you see is like chest and shoulders and face. That's how big that dude was. That it's gonna be crazy, man.
Now my question, I'm gonna ask y'all a question because I do this. I mess up people's shows all the time. So here's what I'm gonna do.
We fan. That's popping.
That's great. That's all great. I mean, getting off the bus or the plane, we look nice.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Your thoughts? I'm gonna give Joe the defense and Ben the offense. Ready? How do we put this together? How do you see us putting this together? Because that's the thing. I can give you all these pieces, but I don't know if we got instructions, dog. I don't, because remember, this is a new DC. It's not like he's been here. Right. It's not like he's been here for a year. Like, how do you see it playing out on the defense side? And then Ben, I want to hear your side on the offense.
Well, defensively, being a little bit familiar with Coach Guidry, the first thing that I've heard is that he's a fantastic teacher. Like, he's an incredible teacher. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with Owen Porter. He's like probably the best player on Marshall's defense. Number 50, I think he's number 55, but he's probably gonna go to the league next year or whatever. I talked to him at the spring game that Quentin was at, and because the defense is difficult. It's not it's not a simple defense, man. It's not just line up and run, and there's a lot of different pieces, a lot of different schemes, a lot of different games he likes to play, but he's a fantastic teacher. So I think getting the defense, we all know you can't think. You gotta know what you're doing, and you gotta run. You got to get to the ball. So I think getting them on that page first, getting it taught first, I think everything else will fall into play, because he's a good DC, man, real good DC, real solid DC. So I think once he gets it taught, and if they learn it and they just know it like the back of their hands, I think it's sky's the limit, man, because we have the players and we're getting the players. So I think it's going to be crazy. So first year, got your little miscues and everything, but I think it'll be very, very.
So you can see where it's going, is what you're saying.
Definitely.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Ben, what you
offense, man. With Dawson, man, he comes off to me just being as an outsider, right? Having a couple conversations. He seems like a very methodical person. You know what I'm saying? Like, where like he's gonna like see what works and stick with that, and then just work like option routes off of it, right? Because I think with the thing that people might not talk about. I don't know if you've touched on your show. TVD's coming with a lot of pressure this season, right? From last year, from almost leaving this off season. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of like mental games there that are happening with TVD. So he's gonna need that confidence from somebody like a Dawson. So as far as like the lineups, I don't know, but I think it's gonna be competition-wise, it's gonna be more open. It might not be everybody who you're thinking is gonna start because they've started in the past. You know what I'm saying? He's looking at a scheme. It's not gonna be snap count. It's not gonna be start. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be what works in the game, but it's gonna take some time, man, because it is what the third OC he's had, right? In 3 years. Last year was catastrophic, bro. Like let's not even act like it wasn't with the injuries and coming back. So the offense is so reliant on what TVD is gonna do that first game might look a little rusty, but it'll look better as we go along. But there's gonna be people who harp on like, bro, but why did he look like this against Miami of Ohio? Right. You know what I'm saying? Not realizing that this is our first game. That you know what I'm saying, like Miami of Ohio isn't a bad team. Like we broke them down earlier in the show. Like they have a really solid defense. They might stick around when you're like, why are they here? They're Miami of Ohio. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like I think he's gonna rely on X a little bit at the beginning and get comfortable and grow from there. But he's gonna build confidence with Dawson as he goes along. That's just as far as
I like that you brought that up. No, I like that you brought up the Miami, Ohio thing. I think a lot of people are looking at that like a walkthrough.
They're not a walkthrough, bro.
No, I definitely think we should win, right? But I think it's such a good team to play first game of the year because they got just enough fight to make us a little uncomfortable to see. Can we make an adjustment? What happens after a bad play? Stuff like that. I think that they're just good enough that they can punch back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I like the fact. A lot of people ain't talking about that game.
Yeah, they're looking at Texas A&M and they're like, "Oh, that's the game." I was like, "Bro, look, Miami of Ohio's coming in here being looked at as like the little Miami school, right? So they're gonna come in here feeling kind of like they need to prove themselves. I think they scored 23 points a game, and they gave up 22. So like all their games were close. Like their defense is right there. So they're gonna come in here with something to prove. So it's like it's not gonna be easy, but it's the one like, oh no, we're playing for real now. Like Yeah, this is not going to be like a walkthrough, and it's a good game to get you ready for the next week, which is like the game that everybody's talking about. Miami of Ohio on a Friday. Whew, like it's not what you think it's going to be. Like we should win, but yeah, it's going to be testy, bro. It's going to be testy.
I agree with you. I think it's I do think we pull away in a good margin, but I don't think it's I don't think it's what everybody thinks it is. We've never played. We haven't played a game with this stuff. We have no idea. We have no idea what's going to happen. So it's a perfect game, I think. Do y'all know off the top of your head who Texas A&M's first game is?
Yeah, we just looked at somebody on the West Coast.
New Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay, they got nobody.
They're trash.
Yeah. Okay.
1-11. 1-11. Yeah, they got an easy one. They got a real easy one, and I think it's like New Mexico at home, so it's like super easy. Yeah, because why would they travel to New Mexico? I mean, who does that? just in general. Hey man, yeah, I don't, like as far as the predictions too, we don't do that. Like, because look at how the rosters change. We got a commit that just dropped on Friday that's already walking into campus because he's a JUCO, was the number 2 JUCO corner in the country. You know what I'm saying? It's so many moving parts. That was just Manny did a wild one on that one. You know what? As a general rule, I'm not a big fan of Manny's. Period. Just
let me ask a question because I missed it, and maybe you can't say it on the show.
Too soon, Joe?
No,
I can say anything on the show. It's my show.
I just want to make sure I'm clear. When I was talking about Manny in the locker room, I was talking about Manny Diaz. I got a feeling you're talking about a different Manny.
He's talking about all Manny's.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, besides people like that I know named Manny that are my friends, they're good. But like, because Cubans, there's a bunch of Mannys, there's a bunch of Manolos, there's a bunch of everything. But like, look, I'll say Manny Navarro and Manny Diaz are the Mannys that I'm saying. Like, one was irresponsible, and I never like I didn't wait till FIU. I never liked how Manny moved, bro. It felt too. I grew up in Miami. I know Miami politics. I know what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good. I was good off that. So, man. Flo, man, thank you so much. You got any more questions, man? We still chopping up.
Oh, man, no. I promise you, I got no more questions. I think I just walked you into a place I shouldn't have walked you into. But
I'll say I don't care. I'll tell them. You can't. Like,
I don't care.
I don't care what
I don't even know. You know what's crazy? I hate that I missed it. Like I should go. I don't know what he said. So now I'm like, damn, I don't know what he said.
He gave the prediction. What you said was exactly right. He gave after the Vegas odds came out. Manny Navarro said that this team might be a 7-win team. Again, like not waiting. You know what I'm saying? Like not waiting for the rest of the. So it wasn't like he said anything crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like he just said that. I was like, how? Like, como tú sabes, bro? Like, how do you know? Like, you can't. Right. Like, it's not always who you used to be. You know, this is different now. We got money. We spending it.
No, I hear you. I didn't know that. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, man. You said it on the show a month ago. Joe acting all different, but he sent me a text like, "Hey, man, you heard what he said?" Like, see, that's what Joe be doing though, man. I'm gonna keep it on. That's what Joe be doing.
Look at Joe's face. Joe's just like,
you see, he was like, "Yo, why are you saying it now?"
I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to move on to this weekend coming up. You know what I mean? I'm trying to talk about the visitors this weekend. Real quick.
Not a hair popped out. I apologize.
I just want to, I just want to get some insight on who's coming this weekend.
Let's go. I'll stop you.
Look, I'll be honest. I don't have the list on the upcoming weekend. I do have a list, but I know we call it the Justice Scott weekend. That's the weekend we're calling it. And I do think there's a few more big dogs coming with that, but at the end of the day, no disrespect to anybody else, but Justin Scott, you know what I mean? Like that's the and we are in a good spot, but we're fighting other Goliaths, and despite what everyone thinks, and I'm one of those people that our coach is the baddest dude on the planet in recruiting. He's still fighting 5 and 7 when he's recruiting these dudes against the 2-time national championships back to back. Yeah, that's hard, bro. That's hard when all they do is put dudes in the league at that position. Yeah.
That's facts.
That's you got to look at it like you could be the biggest boss in recruiting, but all Georgia's got to say is they were 5 and 7. We're 2-time back-to-back champions, and look,
Jordan Davis show you. Jordan
look what we just did. Look what we do. Look what we do, and look what they did. And then it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, what do you say? So clearly, we have, you know, Jason Taylor's here now too. That's a big help, but he will be a guy that will push for starting time right off the bat. I mean, he's like that dude, you know, at the end of the day, which they might tell him this, but I don't think it's true that they can say that at Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we need him. Georgia wants him.
Yeah.
A little different. It's a little different.
Yeah. So it looks like the Kevin Riley kid, the running back.
Oh yeah, Mr. I think he's an Alabama dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There too.
Yeah.
He literally Tuscaloosa County. It's like he lives in the county where Alabama is. Yeah.
Yeah. That's we got to do some Santeria because
that's some Santeria on that one, bro.
Yeah, that one's gonna be tough. Let's see what happens after the visit, because you know things can change after a visit real quick. Yeah. We in an uphill battle with that one. Real talk.
Yeah.
Another one on the list is the lineman, the guard.
Hilton?
They send it Afua
from Washington.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a must get. I see. And y'all don't hear me say that very often.
Yeah.
Interior offensive lineman, guard / center.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Big, like, and we just took. No, let me stop. I'm just gonna say. we about to flip, we're gonna get somebody that is committed somewhere else. Yeah. I'll say that this dude right here, to me, since we just lost Ionata to Bama, this dude just became like the trophy, right? The interior offensive lineman. Like I'm so glad. I forgot he was coming, bro. How do you say his last name again? Alfalfa?
Afua is either Afua. First of all, I lived in Hawaii for a while. That's why I be knowing these Polynesian names. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He sent it Afua. Yeah.
Afua.
Yeah. Just Afua.
Right.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
And then you got Jericho Johnson, Elias Rudolph, and there's some other names on there. But
like I said, Justin Scott weekend. I think Hilton's coming too, isn't he? Isn't Hilton coming? Is it
Ty Hilton, the old lineman?
Yeah, isn't he coming this weekend?
He's not on the list, but I think he's rumored to be coming. Yeah. That's 247. Right. Shout out to them.
Shout out to 247, killing it in the game.
But yeah, man, Justin Scott weekend. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I apologize, I didn't remember those other names. I should remember Alfua Fuyo. And but Justin Scott, bro. It's Justin Scott weekend. You know what I mean? We got to pull out the Bentley truck. I don't even know if one exists, but we got to pull out the Bentley truck or something.
I'm sure.
That ain't going to be rented, though.
Yeah.
That ain't going to be rented.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, what time you going live tonight, Flo?
I'm going at 8:50 live. You never know who might stop by on our show tonight. You know, and hopefully we have some guests. And if we do, I think you guys will be happy. We don't know though. We never know who wants to come over. We got to see how it plays out tonight.
Yeah,
but,
we
I
got
just want to shout y'all out real quick, though, man. Let me shout y'all out real quick because y'all are killing it, man. I keep saying it. I'm proud of you too, man. And I hope y'all keep just spitting on people. And I mean that from how I grew up. It's not a bad thing. It's kind of like you're killing it. You know what I mean? So don't be like, God, he just said he wants everybody to spit on him. No, it ain't like that. It's like a figure of speech. Nah, keep doing your thing. And remember, when they talking about you, you're doing something right. So just bless them.
Yes,
just bless them.
Yeah.
Well, buddy.
Hey, man. I said it on the show, or the conversation we had at Springman was a real one, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I told you, we keep our circle small, man. That's not, you know what I'm saying? We don't roll outside too much. We stay home with it, man. So, you know what I'm saying? You a real woman, and appreciate you, man. You killing it, man. You know what I'm saying? We look up to you. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? You the big brother to this, man, and we're just trying to do our own thing. That's why we make sure we stay in how we do it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just keep it us. You see how we do the show. We just chop it up and go. Like, that's just who we are. Because ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Who we are off, it's who we are on. So ain't no games with us here, man. There's no behind the scenes. You know what I mean? There's no behind the scenes.
Joe will tell you, I'm about one team, dog. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, Joe see me, he's met me, he's rocked with me. He'll tell you, I'm like, what you see is what you get, big dog. One team. We don't gotta be against each other, dog. Let's all collab, man, and just we love that you. So that's it.
That's it.
Think you coming up for Chapel Hill? That's guaranteed or what?
Yes, that is 99.9. You know what? I'm gonna buy the ticket tomorrow to make it 100%. I keep I'm gonna buy it. Because you said it's Raleigh, right? That's the one you want to fly into? Raleigh? How do you say it? Raleigh?
Raleigh, Durham, It should be RDU. I think that's the code for the
I'm gonna get the ticket tomorrow. Yeah, and I'm trying to bring Hobby with me to General. I'm gonna go because I told Black I'm coming. So shout out to A Black moved down that airway.
Yeah, we're gonna be riding together. We riding up together.
Did you get A Black back to Groove or no?
Yeah, he got him.
Okay.
He got a bet. He got a bet.
Yeah,
he tried to send some awesome gloves or something.
That was awesome, dog. That was awesome. By the way,
and we just got a transfer, man.
Yeah, is it
the grad transfer? Is it the grad transfer?
Yeah,
the linebacker.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Who is it? I didn't know that name was silent, man. Who was it?
KJ Cloyd.
Yeah, he's out of Louisville.
Yeah.
My bad. I should have dropped it on your show, but you ain't gonna drop it till tomorrow.
No, we drop it tomorrow. It wouldn't matter.
Yeah, he's about 6'2", I think. He's there since 2020. KJ Cloyd. Yeah.
So Coach Nicholson coached him.
That's right, and he's a grad transfer, so he doesn't hurt us with our numbers.
Nope.
That's right. Yep. That's the best kind of transfer. I love those transfers.
I should have told y'all off the air. I forgot, but my bad.
Yeah, I knew it was somebody. I knew we thought, but I didn't know.
Right.
Who it was, but yeah.
Right.
That's what's up. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Chapel Hill, man. But I'll be down for Texas A&M, man. So
nice.
Yeah.
Let me know if you come the day before. You always you dip out on me. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be there Thursday.
Okay, there you go. and then Ben,
Yeah, I'm gonna come down. I'm coming.
Let me show you a little something.
I'm coming down, man. I'm coming down for sure. That's the game.
Appreciate y'all boys. I love y'all boys.
All right, brother. Appreciate you.
All right, man. We'll talk, man. Appreciate you, fam.
My God.
Oh man, that's fam. That's the guy right there, man. Hey, man. So much.
He took me in when I first came down there, man. We met up, man. He took me to. That's how I got addicted to the rib rolls at Flanagan's, man. He took me to Flanagan's. Oh man,
we're in agreement that we're never making a random decision call, to go somewhere else for wings, right? Or how we just tried to.
I don't even want to talk about that.
That was just not a good move.
Yeah, that was the worst.
That was just not a good move, man. Hey, man, look, man, Flo's a real one, man. Always appreciate having him on. That's the family, man. Another, you know what I'm saying? Look, the family stays small, but it's serious, man. So shout out to Caneswear, man. Let's get into this commercial and let's chop it up.
Welcome to Caneswear. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has all latest merchandise for the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Inter Miami Soccer, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of I-595, or online at Caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Yeah, man, Caneswear, man. You see, only place I can go to find hats that fit. You know what I'm saying? Over the bushy top.
That's right. I mean? That's right.
Look, man, Caneswear they got a new store opening up soon. As soon as we get the official dates. Obviously, with the finals been crazy, they ain't trying to close. You know what I'm saying, for a day. Make sure y'all get y'all gear for Panthers. Everything Inter Miami got messy now with Inter Miami, man. That's huge, man. That's
crazy.
It's a worldwide affair. It's on the whole world. Inter Miami got 10 million new followers off that Messi signing, man. So they doing big things over there, man. That's a spot to go to, man. That's the fam. Hey, last couple shows we've completely forgotten to drop the keyword, man. So what you got for keyword today, fam?
Meech.
Nah. If you don't know.
MEECH. Big.
Oh, why you gonna spell it for? All right, that's what we doing.
You know Meech.
Hey. Good old Meech, man.
Yes.
Hey, man. What were I got Flo's thoughts? What were your thoughts on the Mario interview, man?
Oh man, like Flo said, he's the same guy all the time, man. And that's what we appreciate, right? So I appreciate you. You're the same person, whether you're talking to the president of the United States or the janitor in the White House. You know what I mean? You're the same guy, man. You treat everybody the same. You're genuine all the time. And that's Coach Cristobal. It's like, it's funny because some questions he'll look confused. And it's like, it's usually questions about like not working hard or not keeping it a buck. He'll be like, that's the only way I know is to, you know what I mean? Is to work hard or keep it a buck. I don't know any other way. You know what I mean? So a major sign that he's here for the long run is him asking for that commitment from the university, man. You know what I mean? So if you're asking for that type of commitment and you want the long-term commitment, the facilities, you know, the allotment for the coaching staff, whatever, for the recruiting staff, you're here for a while, man, and you're trying to build something. So that's the main thing, man. Coach Cristobal is trying to build something. And again, he's from the crib. He's from Miami. So
facts.
Different type of pride. You know what I mean? So yeah.
One other thing.
He did a great job, man.
Oh, phenomenal job, man. Shout out to Josh. The only Josh I respect, besides my brother. My brother's name's Josh, though. So obviously that's different. But I don't know. Probably might be the same person. But hey, what I liked about it, man, like there's one part that he's like, oh, do you listen to the outside noise? And he's like, listen, man, I wasn't raised that way. Like when you come here and your parents don't speak the language, you know what I'm saying? They're going to night school trying to learn the language and all that. You just don't have the extra, like I was saying in my own words, like just don't have the extra bandwidth. And I related like that I felt that at home was like, it took my mom a long time to learn the language, right? When I came here, I didn't speak the language. I got here when I was 5 or 6. So like I'm instantly connected with that. And I was just like, it is just, there's a honesty in who he is, because he's like, another thing that was like, nah, I'm gonna tell you, like, this might not be working. I want to tell you to your face, I owe you that level of respect. Yeah. And it's the truth. It was like, why are we gonna half-ass it? Like me and you, right? If this didn't work, we both 100. Like, hey man, look, this isn't viable. This is when we need to go our separate ways, and you just have those honest conversations. But me and you know what I'm saying? Like, click, we talk about everything, and it's like that's what respect is. Not like let you kind of hear whispers that I might not like. You know what I'm saying? Ben might not be rocking with you. Joe might not be rocking with you. It's like, no, man, I'm gonna keep it a buck all the time. Like that's why. Even on the show, I might have got myself in some hot water with some people, but I was like, it's just, you said it, I'm reacting to it. It's you know what I'm saying? I'm not, that's all it is. I'm not trying to say that like we're gonna have a physical altercation to it. I was like, no, man, like you said this, I said this, and then it's a conversation. That's it. Yeah. But I just said it on my show, and you're more than welcome to come on our show and talk about it, or we'll go on our show, because we too grown for any of that other nonsense, man. So on that locker room shit though, I was like, part of me was like, damn, how bad was it? Like, was it just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, was it just like what? Because he just walked in, because it couldn't have been just like one towel, right? Like one unwashed towel. It was, I'm like, oh, this is disgusting. Like, how y'all live with this?
Yeah. And it's ill, man. Like, it's like, how do you treat your house? How you treat your crib? You know what I mean? That says a lot. That says a lot about a person. You know what I mean? You walk up at somebody's crib and it's just, you know, disgusting. You know, you don't take no pride in that. So
me and my wifey and I have like anxiety when our crib was like, when our closet fell and we had to like rebuild it, and like our clothes was like in hated it, man. Like it was like anxiety, because like when your house is out of order, it feels like everything's a mess. You know what I'm saying? It's like all cluttered and shit. Like, so it's crazy. And then to look, 18 to 22-year-old kids, young men are going, you know what I'm saying? First time out of the house, they go, that goes on the, you know what I'm saying? That goes on the leadership in the building.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, you'll pick up your towel. You know what I'm saying? Like, put your cleats away. What do you like? Those, like, they work with you to make you a better player, but they don't work for you. You know what I'm saying? The John, like you got to take care of your own shit. Like you start taking care of yourself, then you are able to take care of your teammates. That's where you become a leader and all these things. Like that's the stuff that like that's what he's talking about was like how you do anything is how you do everything. Because if me and you have half-assed this podcast, people are gonna be like, man, I don't. You heard it really about that fan life. Like they're not really no like if we don't really keep it 100, you know what I'm saying? Like man, Ben and Joe just. I hate trying to get in the game and sell out. Like that's you know what I'm saying. They only saying favorable shit. That's not who we are. And like with those things, like that's how it goes, man. Like me and you have conversations at length about how we want to approach this shit, how we want to approach this with logos and content and all these things. We have those conversations and we keep it all the way 100. Like you know what I'm saying. And that's how you build good product. That's how you build good habits. You know what I mean? So, man, that's was such a good interview. How many times did you watch it?
Definitely. About twice. I just ran it back. I watched it the first time when CB sent it in the joint, and then I watched it again like while I was working, just so I could sit with it. You know what I mean? So I feel like I just had a thought, man. I feel like you should rock visors, son, and just let your hair come out the visor.
So that's the most. I'm not gonna lie to you. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, fam. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. Hey, I look up to you like my big brother. All right, I'll tell you. You ever say some shit like that again? That's the most disrespectful thing you could have said on this show. You just said I should wear a visor. That's
good. Fuck. That's nigga look like a quarterback, like a quarterback from California. They be having the visors out and they be backwards and they be throwing the shit.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Don't you ever fucking say the word visor on this show ever again. Episode 55 might be the last one. How dare you, fam? Say you have me Steve Spurrier out here? That's what you're doing? You gonna have me out here being Jimbo Fisher, just taking the hat off it, taking the visor off and smacking it.
Nah, it gotta come out like, you know what I mean? Whereas
son.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, just the hat sits on top. I look like a fucking Mad TV SNL skit. Listen, man. That was, you know what? That was rude, sir. Sir, that was I can't believe I should wear that's fam, it really be the ones closest to you that hurt you the most, man.
Hey, yeah, I mean, we ain't gotta worry about these hat sizes or nothing, man. We could just
get the illest visors. You think visors are just a uniform fit? Like you just it's still got the little Velcro strap to it.
I mean, it'll be on the last part of it, like the Velcro joint be like,
be like this. It'll be holding on like this, son.
Yo, man, let the hair. I want the hair to breathe, son.
Yo, let's talk about a serious conversation. So, you got Crocs, yo?
Facts. Yeah.
You really? Nah, I couldn't do it.
Yo, for a minute, I was rocking them joints out. Like I was wearing them joints to dinner, son. Like I was.
Nah, bro.
Rocking them.
Was that? Hey, look, this is a
serious. I don't do it now, but I was.
Was that during COVID? Was that during COVID when it just didn't? Yeah, when shit just didn't matter.
Everybody lost their mind during COVID.
Everybody just didn't. Everybody just didn't give a fuck. Like you just out there in your PJs and shit. Like, hey man, fuck it. It's about to be over anyway. Like,
I was rocking Crocs everywhere. So yes,
that was the most like uniform depressed time ever. Everybody just said, hey, I'm going to the corner store. Got one Croc on. And another Croc that don't match the other one, you're like, hey, look, fuck it. Who am I gonna see? I got a mask on anyway. They can't see me. Fuck out. Oh, son, it didn't matter. Oh, and it's still taking a lot of people time to get back to just dressing normal.
Son, I don't want to get out. I told you that. I don't want to get out. Son, when I have to go into the office, it really angers me. I'm like, what the, you know what I mean? Nah, man. I don't want to do it.
Thankfully for my job, man, I wear scrubs, so it's basically PJs all the time because scrubs are basically PJs. So it's, but yeah, Crocs. I got a camel pair somewhere in here.
I feel like you have to wear Crocs if you're wearing scrubs. Like that's the normal. That's the accessory for scrubs.
Yeah, You can't wear the Crocs. First of all, in the hospital, there's a lot of fluids and shit. You can't wear the Crocs that you wear normally. You got to wear the closed off Crocs.
Facts.
Let me tell you something. The closed off Crocs, feet be sweating, fam. And there's no breathing because you're just wearing rubber. This is a real Croc conversation. Like they're comfortable. I actually prefer those than the ones with the holes, but they are heavier though. Yeah. They're heavier. So yeah, it's just I don't know. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't think y'all were gonna get Croc analysis on this You Heard episode, man. All right, guys, man. That's all we got, man. That's all we got, man. It's that You Heard podcast, man. We up out of here, yo. Peace.
No.